Hello, hello, hello. This is HQ in the house. HQ. Hold on. Something's in my eye. Something is in my eye. Oh. No. I can't see. Okay. Here we are. This is HQ in the house. We over here at the Wives and the Murders channel. The Wives and the Murders channel. And this just came down the pike the other day. The Amish woman who ran her child, and I don't know whether it was the husband or not. Husband jumped in trying to find a kid and just convoluted a murder in an Amish town. An Amish woman murked her kid. He murked her kid. And so now this just came down the pike, and I think she was a religious fanatic, but we finna get into it. Let's get into it. What the hell happened a couple days ago?
Chilling body camera
hold on. I want to show you that part.
Footage of what an Amish mom said to Ohio sheriff's deputies after allegedly drowning her 4-year-old son.
I need to know where your husband is.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
What allegedly happened at this park that also led to the death of her husband, as she is now facing multiple charges, including aggravated murder. We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. The body camera video I'm about to show you is truly chilling because you're about to see a mom admit on camera to law enforcement that she drowned her 4-year-old son in what she says was a religious experience.
I actually just sit with my children and have water.
This is the body camera video just released of Ruth Miller when she was arrested on August 23rd. And it's a lot to take in. And before I play it for you, I need to break down how we got to this moment. This is Ruth Miller's mugshot. She and her family are members of an Amish community in Ohio. Police say that Miller, her husband, their twin 18-year-old sons and 15-year-old daughter, as well as 4-year-old son, went to a lake south of Akron. It's about an hour and a half's drive west of Pittsburgh in Ohio. Local law enforcement said they got a 911 call that morning about a woman driving a golf cart with 3 other people on board into a lake. And this is a picture from the local sheriff's office of the golf cart in the water. And here's what the local sheriff said at a news conference per WEWS TV out of Cleveland.
At the time that we received the call, people didn't realize what it was. It looked as though it could have been an unintentional event. It could have just been an accident, but it was a woman and 3 children on that golf cart.
But then the sheriff said when they first heard what Miller allegedly said to witnesses, this was about to be something more serious.
The first witness that arrives, the help, is asking the woman, does she need help up? And he tries to help, and she suggests to him not to help her, to just pray for her.
When deputies spoke to Miller, as you'll see here, she kept talking about her son, but her twin 18-year-old sons were okay. They were right there. Then they realized that she was talking about her 4-year-old. And here's what deputies saw when they first arrived.
I can't tell whether she's just out of it. But she's spewing this religious everything. And it's just, they don't even have her in handcuffs. Look at this. They don't even have her in handcuffs.
I gave him to God.
You gave him to God?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real. And he loves you. He really does love you. He loves you. And I doubted him. I doubted him so many times. But I am to tell you, he is coming soon. He is coming very soon. Prepare your hearts. The end is close. And I'm for sure supposed to tell you that he does love you. Okay?
Ma'am, can you explain to me what happened? Who did you throw in the water?
I gave my son to God.
Your son?
Yes.
Where's your husband?
He went for a walk this morning.
And you haven't seen him
He
since?
didn't ever come back. And we went to the boat and his clothes were there. And God told me he's in the lake and a fish swallowed him.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'm just confused. I don't even understand. I thought the Amish people live in towns in which they practice older traditions where they don't deal with cars, they don't deal with golf carts, they don't deal with any of that kind of stuff. And she's driving a golf cart? I mean, what? What's going on?
You're actually supposed to go look for him in the bottom of the lake. And you will find the fish. And you will find my husband. And then you will believe. But ye of your little faith that did not believe before seeing. So send people down to the bottom of the lake looking for a fish.
How old's your son that's in the lake?
4. He's sweet. I love him. I gave him to God.
Okay. 7940 Central.
I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is AQ. Hello, everyone, to the Wife and Murder channel. Thank you very much. Please come in and hit the like button, please, and thank you. Thank you. We are transitioning the show. We're transitioning the channel over to the Wife and the Murder channel, away from the content channel. Please and thank you. I welcome you over here. Thank you. I just found this story interesting. It just happened a couple days ago, and I was like, oh my God, I just got to do it. Welcome, I'm HQ.
We're out with the mother. She is advising that she threw her 4-year-old son in the lake to give him to God.
At this point, deputies are now trying to comprehend what happened. They are trying to figure out where her 4-year-old is, but they're also looking for her husband.
They are there.
She said the husband walked off in the middle of the morning. I think maybe something happened to the husband. She found out, and then she just got depressed. And she just went, because why would she try to off the kids? Because she drove into the lake with all of the kids. The older 2 were able to get out of the cart, but they didn't save the young 4-year-old. She drove into the water with all of the kids, like she was trying to off all of the kids. Where's the husband? Now, when do they walk around in the regular secular world without putting handcuffs on somebody? She could be faking as though she's a little cuckoo. Why they don't have handcuffs on this lady? They're just like it's normal for somebody to off your kid. I don't understand what's going on here.
I yelled at him, and then pain came back to me. My husband and I both yelled at him, and pain came back to me.
I need to know where your husband's at.
He's at the bottom.
Why is he asking her questions when he can tell that she's mentally off? At least we can tell from the little ramblings she's doing.
Bottom of the
I don't
lake.
understand.
He's in a fish.
Yes.
There's no fish large enough on an Atwood to swallow your husband.
He's at the bottom of the lake. In a fish.
Okay.
I thought your husband went for a walk.
Yeah, and then we came to the boat, and his clothes were laying on the boat.
Okay.
Tan
Yeah.
pants and green shirt and flip-flops.
Do you have a cell phone?
It's in the camper.
It's in the camper. Where's your camper at?
I think it's,
Area 3?
I think so. Yeah. It's like a tannish camper.
It's a tannish camper. You don't know what lot number it is?
No.
'Cause we really need to verify your husband's still
Yeah.
with us.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Well, he's actually just go out in the bottom of the lake.
Well, I can't go in the bottom of the lake. So
Do you
we
have
need,
scuba divers?
we're going to have to call divers in to go to the
Okay.
bottom of the lake.
Please do.
And you're saying
Get the best ones there are. because this is a miracle from God, and you will see. You will see.
You're saying your 4-year-old son's down there too?
He's with God.
Where's his body at?
I don't
Where
know.
did you throw him in the water at?
Off of the dock at the causeway.
Where the bike was today?
Where the boat was?
Yeah, where the boat was. Please. I know.
I mean, I understand that they feel as though they have to give her a chance to express herself and see if she confesses, and I get all of that, right? But they got enough probable cause where they can put handcuffs on her, sit her down, have a conversation with her. You don't know what that lady is capable of. She got on a dress. She can have a bazooka under that dress. We don't know what's going on with that lady. And y'all don't have her in handcuffs. I don't understand.
There's supposed to be one coming out there.
I think there was one.
Does anybody have a glass of water?
We can get you water.
Please.
So,
You all please hit the like button and thank you. Please, thank you. Engage with the content. Thank you. I don't understand. Can anybody explain why she doesn't have handcuffs on?
Thank you.
we're right now we're gonna walk up to the squad, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're gonna put you in the back of the squad.
I will find my husband.
Okay, but you're gonna sit down in the back of the squad for us, okay?
Can I actually just sit with my children? Yeah. And have water?
Yeah, we can bring your children over.
I
Let's go.
would love a glass of water.
Let's go up in this squad over
We'll
here.
My children not here.
We'll bring them over
bring
in
them
a
over.
minute.
I mean, they're treating her as though she's okay. She doesn't have a problem in the world. I mean, I understand, but she can have bazooka under that dress. Has anybody checked the dress? That's what I would be concerned about.
Let me go check you out. Yeah, we're gonna get it. Kyle went to go get you one.
And somebody please explain to me how this Amish person is in the world with a golf cart when my understanding is they are, a certain Christian background, and it's called anti-baptism Baptist tradition, and it was started in the 1500s. I want to say something like that, and they don't be in the regular secular world. Why is she in the secular world driving a golf cart? That's what I want to know.
You guys send a dive team over that way then?
Deputies would eventually find out that the Millers were doing religious exercises by the lake. Here's what the sheriff said in a news conference per WEWS.
Sometime just after 8 a.m., and this statement from both her children and other independent witnesses, she is seen loading up the 4-year-old on a golf cart near their RV and taking off very erratically. Everybody that will comment or any witness that you encounter that saw her driving will tell you she was driving very dangerously. She flipped the cart at one time. She was seen on 2 wheels another time. Of course, she was praying by the kayak. And she...
Yeah, but my thing is, why did she go bizarre? Why did she lose it today? What happened that made her lose it today? Did she find out something about her husband that made her lose it today? I mean, what the hell is going on? We don't know, because the husband, she said she found his clothes next to the water. She could have drowned the husband too. We don't know.
He left.
And my whole thing is this, with this Amish people. The Amish people, they normally are in the world, but they're from the world, but not in the world. So if they're from the world, but not in the world, why are they driving golf carts? Okay. Somebody explain it to me. I don't get it.
The children saw her leave with the 4-year-old, and then a while later she came back. She states that she went to the dock and that she threw the 4-year-old in because that's what she needed to do as an offering to God.
Deputies believe this mom took her 4-year-old and drowned him earlier in the day, then drove the golf cart again hours later with her older kids as religious offerings on board.
940 Central.
Okay, so we know the husband left the house this morning, or her husband took off walking this morning. Okay, so if her husband left this morning, he's not aware of any of this stuff. So she left in the morning, took her 4-year-old, threw her 4-year-old off on a dock, and then she came back to get the older kids, but the older kids was too old for her to drown because she drove into the water, and the older kids got out. And then she got out. This is wild. It's an Amish lady tried to off. I think she offed her husband earlier, and then or he offed himself, and then she went to off the kids. That's what I think happened.
The mother is advising that her boat is located if you just want to log at the Causeway Center dock, and that's where she threw the child in the water. Right. She's also now saying that the husband's in the water. So you just want to log that and notify the dive team. The Rangers are heading over that way right now.
That's wild. Yeah, but there's no way that she fought with the husband and knocked the husband into the water. You understand what I'm saying? She's too small. I mean, not too small, but the husband, how did the husband get into the water? Did he off himself? Did she off him and then push him in the water? Did he murk herself? We don't know. And then she just went bazooka and then she tried to take the kids with her. It's wild. This just happened a couple of days ago.
It's not too hard on my knee.
So your knee won't hurt you. Please trust me.
Okay.
It won't hurt you.
Okay.
It won't hurt you. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. God.
Y'all see the bullshit? Do you see the bullshit? Why is she on the ground with this lady? Finna pray or whatever. Man, you know good and well bum Keisha would have kicked her in the face and ran. How they giving her all this grace?
Please show this woman that it is true. But I'm telling you, people are doubting. I am getting harder from you to stay strong.
Wait a minute, hold up. Oh. She letting her pray for. Wait a minute, hold up, please. Hold up. The police is on the ground praying with this woman. This woman got the police on the ground praying with her. What the fuck what are we doing here? And they look at this other person. They face turned away. What?
That it is true what I'm telling you. That there is a fish in the bottom of the lake.
This is wild. This is wild.
That you created.
And it's
Yes, it's because of that. But my whole point is, how are you giving people grace when you don't give other people grace? Never mind the black and white thing. I don't care about the black and white thing. I'm talking about criminals, people who do criminal crime. She is accused and she has confessed to murking her child and possibly murking her husband. I'm not angry, not at all. This is just me being dramatic. She murked her kid and murked the husband. I'm just pissed that they're not treating her like they treat every other person. I'm just enthusiastic like that. Louisiana, that's all.
You guys want to bring her over to that one?
yeah, we'll take her over
Okay.
that one.
So we can get closer to the rest of everybody else.
I think they know what she did at this particular point. It's like, they know she's over there at the water, right? Her kid and her husband are in the water. This is wild.
Have a seat right here. We'll go get your children as soon as they're done.
No, I want to go.
Have a seat and we'll go get your children when we're done. What? What?
What are the kids saying now? I don't know if they've asked them.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking. Okay, truly yours. Those are the EMTs. Those are not the cops. Okay, so they can't arrest her. That's right. What? I'm like, what? Wait, whoa. Ain't nobody called the cops? No, that's a ranger. That's a ranger. That's a ranger. Yeah, the kid is in the water, but the husband may be in the water too. The husband left out this morning. He left out in the morning. He went for a walk. He never came back. For some reason, she took off with the 4-year-old kid, went and drowned the 4-year-old kid, came back and got the other kids, tried to drown the other kids. Where's the husband? The husband ain't nowhere to be found. I think she murked him too.
We doubted too, but they are true.
Be quiet. Why I gotta be quiet?
It's amazing. We can't tell you enough. Do you remember when Jesus was on the cross?
Okay. Okay.
And he put his arms out and he said, "Forgive them, for they know not
Yeah,
what
you
they
told
do."
me that already.
Yes. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah, right.
You are to trust. It's all about trust. It's hard because he does things in mysterious ways.
Sure.
And it's hard because we want to just believe our earthly ways. It's hard. It's part of you, Happy. And
That's the whole point of commentary, Wonders.
it's part of you, Happy. Yes.
Go ahead.
Hours later, a dive team found the 4-year-old boy not far from the dock that they say Miller threw him from. He was at the bottom of the lake. As for Miller's husband, deputies believe he was disappointed in himself for how he handled the religious tasks they thought God was giving them at the lake, and he decided to swim out to a sandbar in the lake, and that is where he drowned. His body was found the next day, and the sheriff said he did not die in a rescue mission for his son.
I gave him to God.
You gave him to God.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real. And he loves you. He really does love you. He loves you.
A grand jury indicted Miller on account of aggravated murder and murder for the death of her 4-year-old son. She's also charged with felonious assault in connection to the 4-year-old's death, and she's facing a count of child endangerment for allegedly driving the golf cart into the water with her minor 15-year-old daughter on board. Then she's facing 3 counts of domestic violence for allegedly driving that golf cart with the 15-year-old on board, as well as her 2 twin 18-year-olds on board. She's being held in the county jail. According to WEWS, the Millers attended the Old Order Amish Church. That church has released a statement. They say what Ruth is accused of does not reflect their beliefs, and they say this was the result of mental illness. Joining us now is retired Judge Fanon Rucker. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to be with us. You practice in Ohio now as an attorney. Let's start with just this body cam video. You see some of the statements that this suspect makes. What was your reaction?
Yeah, my question is, why would the husband, on the same day that she throws the child in the water, he also drowns in the water? How is that? That's ironic. I mean, not ironic, but weird. How? It's a coincidence?
Action in watching that.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. These cases that we talk about are always so interesting. As I watched that body cam, a lot of things came to mind. First of all, the devastation of the entirety of the incident. Here is a mother who is, as we know now, charged with killing her 4-year-old son, and whatever her and trying to kill her twins and her 16-year-old teenagers, and that they were such willing participants in whatever it was that their loving mother, in their eyes, subjected them to. That's what I thought of first. But the second thing I thought of, and this is one of the things that really kind of raised my eyebrow. We have a murder. We have folks missing, and this woman was reaching out and touching that officer. Right. Now, I can picture so many incidences where officers are investigating a scene and there's serious allegations. And if you even breathe wrong in an officer's direction, many times,
right,
somebody's on the ground and in handcuffs. So that raised an eyebrow to me that they were as comfortable as they were with her in their engagement. No, I guess she didn't present as a physical threat to them, but that was something in her actions that certainly raised my eyebrow and that I had on my mind. And
right.
a lot of people trying to get in contact with me today.
Yeah, I mean, I think like in watching that, because you can see they were first called to the scene for like
What do you mean 13%, Wonder? What do you mean?
it seemed like it was an accident, right? Like here's this mom with her kids and they were driving on this golf cart into the water. And then it's like, as she keeps talking, you can see.
What do you mean, y'all? Women? Mormons? What do you mean?
Law enforcement just start to be like, what exactly are we dealing with here? She's accused of, I found it interesting because she's facing a murder charge related to her 4-year-old, but also aggravated murder. Why the 2 counts related to the death of one person?
So it's not unusual when we're dealing with, it can be one death, but a person can be charged with 3 different charges for that one death. Or you may be charged with felonious assault for the action that led to the death. You may be charged with murder just in case you can't prove aggravated murder, because she is also charged.
Hey, Wonder, there's billions of people who engage on the YouTube. You are more than welcome to search and peruse whatever channel you wish to search and peruse. You don't have to deal with the 13%, You really don't. And you really don't have to be on my channel. Really. Amazing. Now, somebody block this person.
With aggravated murder, because we're talking about a child who's 4 years old. So you charge all of those. And ultimately, depending on ensuring that it's only the charge involving that child, they merge. And so ultimately, she can only be sentenced for one, even if she's found guilty, because the facts and the law justify the conviction on those charges. But that's why you see more than one charge for the same incident.
She was clearly someone very much into her faith. Apparently the entire family was. And I know her church in the Amish community did release a statement to a local television station saying that that's not what they believe in. Right. That's not part of their teachings. They believe that this was a case of mental health. But, you have this woman who the reason that she did this is, she says, for religious reasons. How does the law see the difference?
Yeah, but my thing is, the husband also disappeared that morning. He disappeared on the same morning that her child disappeared. They were both going through something, both her and the husband. There was depression on both sides, on the husband's side and her side, all on the same day. And they decided the X, Y, and Z. She just lost it on that morning. I mean, what was going on behind the scene on the same, both her and her husband? What the hell happened?
Between, here's someone who really believed something from a religious standpoint, but then also looking and saying that this could be someone who has severe mental health issues that would have done this if she's found guilty. That's
a tough line to walk. So what we know when we're talking about whether someone has a mental defect or suffering from some mental disease at the time of the incident, the question is, from a legal standpoint, whether they understood and appreciated the gravity or the impact of their actions at the time they did them. Well, she seemed...
Yes, the husband, she said her husband left out of the house in the morning, and then he went for a walk. I could have sworn I heard something about taking his shoes off. But anyway, he went for a walk. And then she, that morning, took her 4-year-old and went and threw her 4-year-old off into the water. And then she went back and got the other 3 children and tried to take the other 3 children into the golf cart, which is the golf cart you see in the water. But they were older, so they weren't going to drown because they were older. They didn't know how to swim, I'm assuming. So her husband got depressed on the same day. She lost her mind on the same day. No, is that, I mean, all at one time within a space of a couple of hours? Something ain't right. Something happened.
To understand that very intentionally what she did. Like, this was not, I thought God was going to grab them and take them up into a spaceship when, we throw them over the water. No, she said, no, we intentionally went in the water because God told me that this was going to be a miracle, and you just watch, you go find their bodies. It's going to be a miracle. I promise you. Like her actions were very intentional. Now, to the average person watching it, we say, ooh, clearly something is going on with this person that doesn't make sense. And, we use the moniker crazy, which is not appropriate to use, but there's something wrong here.
Right.
But something wrong here does not meet the legal definition of not understanding and appreciating what someone is doing. Right. It sounds very clearly like she understood and appreciated exactly what she was doing, even if it was unreasonable, outrageous, and ultimately horribly, murderously tragic.
Right.
I thought it was interesting. I was watching a news conference with the local sheriff there who said it was really difficult in interrogations and interviews to kind of piece together what actually happened because she kept, repeating a lot of the lines that you see in the body camera video. But he also said, I don't think she's ever lied to us, which kind of sounded like the sheriff believes that she truly believes that God had told her to do this. Right. When you look at how a defense attorney, with her clearly admitting that she did it on body camera video, and I'm sure the evidence will come with it as well. Right. Could there be a mental health argument here if you're the defense attorney trying to help your client, where clearly this is something?
Well, clearly there will be a mental health evaluation and there will be a mental break. Where did that mental break happen, though? That's the question. What did the husband he swam out to some kind of bank, or he swam out to something? I mean, what made him swim out there that time? Did something happen that both her and her husband experienced? We don't know. And she's not going to say because she's mentally incapable of her, defending herself if she's like this. So what the hell is going on? But then again, she has 18-year-olds, right? She has two 18-year-olds, right? Didn't they say two 18-year-olds or something like that?
I would just say.
Yeah, sandbar. Why would you swim out to the sandbar? Why would you do that? In that particular, why would you do that? Financial issues? Mental issues? What?
On the outside, it's clear what she did. It's not like she's accused and wasn't actually there or any of that. It's clear what she did. It's just kind of how much of an impact does the motive behind it and what was going on in her mind matter to what the punishment may be?
Right.
Well, okay. So when we're talking about punishment versus liability, those two different questions. Right. Motive is not required in order to prove guilt. Motive is helpful to prove guilt and could be used to establish the level of the penalty. Right. What the issue is what was her intent at the time, whether she understood what she was doing when she did it. And that really is the gravamen of the issue. Did she understand when she said, I'm going to take my 4-year-old and I'm going to put him in this water? Did she understand what the potential consequences were going to be? And if she did, and if her intent was to cause those consequences, because on some level she believed that God was going to perform some miracle to prevent him from passing on and drowning and lacking oxygen, right? Then she may have her lawyer may have a very difficult time establishing that she was not cognizant of her faculties at the time this happened. But I think any criminal defense lawyer worth their salt who represents her will absolutely make that argument. I think it would be malpractice for them not to.
I guess when you look at this judge, what is the punishment she could face in Ohio considering these charges?
Right.
Well, the most serious, because she is accused of aggravated murder. Murder is the killing, no person shall take the life of another. Aggravated murder is where there are certain aggravating circumstances. And the aggravating circumstance that justifies this being charged as aggravated murder in Ohio, which is the killing of a 4-year-old, actually justifies her being charged with a capital offense, which means she could be subjected to the death penalty. Now, it's also very likely on the murder charges that she's looking at life with the possibility of parole, life with the possibility of no parole, or life with the possibility of parole after a certain number of years. But that's what she'd be looking at between, for the most serious offenses, particularly with the aggravated murder, potentially the death penalty, but certainly life without the possibility of parole is a very real possibility if she is convicted and the defenses of mental health or mental defect is not proven by preponderance of the evidence as required for the burden to shift to the defense.
You think you think they would prosecute her knowing that she has this she's mentally incapable of the understanding or accepting what she did? She says she gave the fish, the child is inside the fish. She gave the baby back to God. So my thing is, yes, clearly there's a mental deficiency there. We get all of that. But here's the thing. Do they still put people in prison when you know they're mentally, or is there a mental facility that they go to for life? How do you make that determination? Yeah, she's probably going to claim mental break. But my thing is, clearly she is. But will she be there forever? How do we determine that?
I think back to like in the beginning, I mean, clearly law enforcement, and to your point, we have seen examples where someone who, even if two people are missing.
No, this is a murder, wound and murder, wife and wound channel. We talk about we do commentary on true life crimes that happen in the news.
4-year-old and a husband, and you kind of go to grab an officer, things we've seen, very different outcomes with how that goes with physical touch and police. And that wasn't the case here. Is the fact that she's this non-threatening Amish woman, would you see that having an impact on whether or not she would actually get the death penalty?
Of course. When it comes to death penalty cases, there's two components to it. The first is the trial proving the actual offenses. So there would be a trial proving aggravated murder, that she did in fact take the life of this child, that there was no defense that she is able to exert. And then they would find that there were aggravating circumstances. The second and separate phase would be the death penalty phase. And it's at that part that her lawyers would present any type of information, mitigating circumstances, which would militate against her being given the death penalty, such that fact that she was a mother, that she didn't have a criminal record, that she was religiously given to her beliefs, and that this was more about someone who was aligned with their beliefs radically than someone who was malicious in trying to take the lives of her family. I mean, all of those things would go into consideration to determine whether or not the death penalty should or would be imposed. So the idea of her being a mother and Amish and, kind of docile, and assuming she has no prior record, I haven't looked it up. I don't know whether she has a prior record or not, but presuming those things that also made the officer comfortable allowing her to touch him in that instance would also be the things that a 3-judge panel perhaps would look at to determine whether or not those aggravating circumstances justify her receiving the death penalty.
Right.
One other thing I thought of, and you're the attorney, of course I'm not, like where she's facing 3 domestic violence charges because she is accused of driving this golf cart into the water, throwing the 4-year-old in the water, the 4-year-old dies. Then she's accused of driving this golf cart into the water again with her 2 18-year-olds and I believe 15-year-old daughter.
Right.
They, being older people, are able to get out and they're okay. But at the same time, she's facing domestic violence. I look at that and I think, like, why is that not attempted murder, considering she allegedly murdered someone earlier in the day doing that exact same thing? We don't know.
Yeah. Certainly there's an argument, but the question is, how far does the act go to the likelihood of murder? So if she got to the water's edge or got in the water, but there was no real threat to them because they were able to swim and they were able to unbuckle their seatbelts and get out. I think there was twin 15-year-olds and a 16-year-old or the other way around. Domestic violence says no person shall knowingly cause or attempt to cause harm to a family or a household member.
Right.
So, that certainly qualifies. Would attempted murder apply here? It could, and perhaps they'll consider upgrading charges if they get additional information. But I think they feel that, with the age of the children and the relative risk that was posed to them at the time, that domestic violence as opposed to attempted murder would be the appropriate charge.
Right. And then this lastly, Judge, because then the husband is also dead and he, on his own, according to law enforcement, was upset with whatever religious, prayer ceremony they were doing, and he decides to go swim and he ends up drowning. He was not going to, according to law enforcement, trying to save the 4-year-old. This was him on his own. kind of in the same line of thinking.
So he drowned on his own. That particular day, he drowned on his own. He was unhappy with some kind of religious ceremony or something they were going through, and that's why he went out there swimming on his own. So he was unhappy too. So she was unhappy. He was unhappy. He ended up unaliving himself, and then she ended up unaliving the child. What? That'd be something that happened.
Thinking it appears with what Ruth Miller was thinking. But what charges, I guess, what do you make of the fact that she's not really charged with anything related to him? I mean, he's obviously passed away, so it's not like he could face charges related to this, but it seems like it's just, you have her facing charges related to the kids, and then the husband, he is just dead.
Yeah. I don't know what charges she could have faced for his death unless she encouraged him or advised him, and she had such control over him that would cause him to do that. We've seen those in cases where people have relationships and the person they're in a relationship with encourages them to commit suicide. Right. And they do, and the person gets charged. I mean, we see that, but those just come.
That's exactly what I thought. Homeless, Louisiana. That's exactly what I thought. He did it deliberately. Why would you drive? Why would you go all the way out there? Maybe he was unhappy too. Very unhappy.
Extreme cases of incredible influence that is being exerted over the person who actually does take their own lives.
Right.
I don't know that that's what's been established here by the facts of the investigation. It seemed like, he didn't know how to handle his marriage and the fanaticism that his spouse showed by her actions and her practices. And perhaps there was.
Well, I'm saying she knew that he went and he did this. Not that she knew he did this to himself. She had a feeling that maybe he did it or whatever, and she had a break after she figured out he did that or whatever, and then she went and threw the child. She did what she did. That's what I think. Yeah, I think she got mentally broke. Something, she knew something. Yeah.
Mental health issues that this husband also experienced, that he couldn't or wasn't in a position to try to save.
Whoa. All of them. What are you talking about, JM? You get a chance, watch this Sagar show from the show Breaking Points. Okay.
Family, as opposed to just try to run away. But I don't know what charges would be appropriate against the wife. Right. And at this point, what she is facing with what she's already admitted to on camera.
Right.
What greater penalty would even be effective for the husband being encouraged to go swimming under those circumstances, unless there's proof that she did something to him, which caused him to be unable to swim. But I think there was actually conversation, a Jonah type thing, where they were going to get swallowed by a large fish, and that this was the design and the plan for that to happen. And they, of course, found the 4-year-old and the husband at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Just an incredibly tragic story. And
I think she kind of knew.
See how the court proceedings now play out. Retired Judge Fanon Rucker, always great to have you on Law and Crime. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think she sort of ran. She figured out he was going to do what he was going to do. He did what he was going to do. She found him, or she figured that he did that to himself. And then she, yeah, I mean, she did. And then that something happened. She just had a psychotic break, and it just took everything. And she was trying to take everybody with her. So she's going to be out of there. Now you got two 18-year-olds and you got a 15-year-old. Now they got to figure out what they're going to do. Hopefully they're able to, because she won't be getting out anytime soon. The mother won't be getting out anytime soon. And dad got murked himself. So hopefully, straight up scorched earth. She did scorch earth. She sure did. Hello, everybody. My name is HQ. HQ, please subscribe and join the channel. I will be bringing you content and true live murder mysteries. It'll be murder, or I hate to say the word. Someone told me I had to change the channel name from Wives and Murder to, because I have two channels. I have HQ Reacts, which is probably where you guys are. And then their other channel is called Wives and Murder. But someone told me I would be out of the algorithm, so I had to change the Wives and Murder to Wives and Wounds, right? So please subscribe, like, and share the video, please, and thank you. We're just getting started on this new channel where we want to bring different content, okay? And stories like this related to wives and that kind of thing. So please, 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 I would appreciate the like and the share and the subscribe, please, to both contents, or Wives and Unalive. Oh, I don't know whether the algorithm is going to let me keep it at Wives and Murder, but it's at Wives and Murder. Someone told me to take that off because it won't work, but I haven't had a problem with it yet. So I'm going to be bringing that kind of, you got it, ma'am. Content, please subscribe and thank you. And my name is HQ, please. I'm here to be your channel host, and I would appreciate you when you come back, because I'll be bringing this content, and I'm very random with the content. I will post it saying I'm having this particular show, but it could be anything. So somebody just made a suggestion in the comments. Unalived will work. That's the word they allow. Okay, unalived? Okay. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody jumping in. Did you all jump into did you all go to HQ Reacts? I need to know. Did you go to HQ React or did you go to Wives and Murder? Which one did you go? Please put it in the comments because I wasn't sure. Okay. And next time I won't talk so much. Somebody said, don't talk so much. So I won't talk so much, but I will have commentary throughout the show. No cursing unless I say something really out of the ordinary. I like comments from the people. And I need to know whether you went to HQ or you went to, please subscribe to both channels if you can, because I'm not really sure. I will be jumping from one to the other. Okay. No, keep talking. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you. I appreciate it. And this is one of my bigger lives. So the husband drowned early after 6:30 a.m. Then she drove to the lake around 8:30. Then that's probably what happened. Wow. She probably saw her husband, or she probably knew he had done that. Because she might have seen it. Oh, she seen his clothes. That's right. Remember they said at the beginning that the clothes were on the bank. His clothes were on the bank. She saw the clothes. And then she knew what happened to the husband. She went looking for her husband. That had to be what it was. She went looking for him, saw his clothes on the bank, had a mental break or something. She had the 4-year-old with her. I don't want to be alive, blah, 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 blah. Murked the baby and then went and tried to get the other kids and come and murk the other kids. That could be it. Wow, she lost it for sure. She sure did. I get it through live scrolling. Homeless in Louisiana. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all showing up. Thank you very much. And I will be bringing you this content like every other day. It'll be something. If it's something amazing, it'll be on that day. So if you feel like sending me something, I don't know how you get in touch with people. Send me something through HQ or send me something through Wives, and I can't change the name now. They won't let me change the name to Wives Unalive, but it's called Wives and Murder for now. And then I'll be changing it, back to Wives and Unalive. That'd be great. Wives and Unalive. I like that. So please. I just subbed to both. Thank you very much. Please sub for both. And then I will be bringing you content. All of over HQ Reacts is just dating content, show content, dating show content, any kind of content. That's just weird content, everything. I mean, funny stuff. It's a lot of stuff over there. I got thousands of videos over there. So over here, I'm just trying to start on the Wives and Murder channel. So this will mostly be crime and that thing. So I appreciate you all. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Vinny Wheeler. I appreciate it. Now, as everybody knows on the internet, HQ has got to go to sleep after I get some eat. Maybe a bologna sandwich. I don't know. I appreciate it. I'm HQ. Please come back and listen again. I will definitely be putting it up in enough time so you all can be here. But my lives for this channel will be late like this, 10 o'clock at night, and it won't be long. It'll only be an hour, and then that'll be it. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.